On the world news, Israeli airstrikes kills dozens in past weeks, and Belarus president pardons 30 inmates. This is the world news. Good afternoon, thanks for joining us on the world news on Providence Television International. Edna Caesar Garrick is my name. According to UN's humanitarian agency, Israeli forces are using lethal war-like tactics in the occupied West Bank. The Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs said in a statement on Wednesday that Israeli attacks have killed more than 2,000 people over the past week or so, including children. The continuing raid, mostly concentrated on the Tulkarem and Jenin refugee camps, constitutes Israel's largest assault on the occupied territory since the Second Intifada in the early 2000s. OCHA said it has mobilized organizations from UN beyond to assess the damage and humanitarian needs on the ground. The statement said visiting Tulkarem on Saturday, the terms confirmed the displacement of 120 people, including more than 40 children, whose homes were destroyed. A similar assessment team was denied access to Jenin by the Israeli authorities on Wednesday. Israeli ministry's latest assault in Jenin is in its 8th day and the 3rd day in Tulkarem, where Israeli forces are inflicting widespread destruction. Israeli snipers were stationed on tall buildings while spy drones flew and bulldozers damaged infrastructure, with no streets or alley left without destruction. Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko has pardoned 30 people convicted for anti-government protests 4 years after huge demonstrations that prompted a massive crackdown on dissident and spurred a new wave of emigration. Lukashenko's office said in a statement on Wednesday that the move was a humane gesture that affected 7 women and 23 men. The veteran leader, who turned 70 last week, released 18 people from prison in early July and announced a pardon for 30 individuals on August 16th. Those freed so far include sick and elderly people, some of whom were approaching the end of their sentences. Early, 1,400 people remain in prison in Belarus for voicing dissent against Lukashenko, who has run the country for 30 years, and thousands of others have left the country. Protests erupted in Belarus in 2020 in the run-up to the presidential election, which saw Lukashenko claim a landslide victory. The opposition decried the result as fraudulent. Repressive for years, Belarus doubled down following the protests and became isolated further after 2022, when it allowed Russia to use its territory to invade Ukraine. Decades of failure by government in defense to safety, dishonesty and incompetence, manufacturers and installers of building materials, and a lack of strategy by firefighters were the main contributors to the shocking death toll in the Grenfell Tower fire in London in 2017. The final report delivered by the 6-year-long inquiry on Wednesday said the lapses and mistakes detailed in the long-awaited report into the blaze in the 24-story residential building, which killed 72 people, could trigger criminal charges. If you are just joining us, this is the world news on Providence Television International. Israeli forces have killed at least 35 people across Gaza, according to Palestinian officials, as brief and partial pauses in fighting in central Gaza have allowed medics to conduct a further day of polio vaccination for children. Among those killed over the latest 24 hours reporting period were 4 women in the southern city of Rafah and 8 people near a hospital in Gaza City in the north. The Palestinian Civil Emergency Service said on Tuesday. Later, an Israeli airstrike killed a Palestinian inside a house near Omar al-Qatar Street in the middle of Gaza City. Others were killed in airstrike across the territory. Medics said the Israeli ministry said it killed 8 Palestinian gunmen, including a senior Hamas commander who took part in the October 7 attack. in Israel at a command center near the Al-Ahli Arab Hospital in Gaza City. The armed wings of Hamas and Palestinian Islamic Jihad said that they were battling Israel forces in the Zaintown neighborhood of Gaza City and also in Rafah and Khan Yunis in the south. Nevertheless, the World Health Organization said it was ahead of its targets for polio vaccination in Gaza on Tuesday, the third day of a mass campaign, and had inculcated about a quarter of Gaza children under 10 after the first confirmed polio case in the territory in 25 years. A massive vaccination effort began on Sunday. The campaign rallies on daily 8-hour pauses in fighting between Israel and Hamas fighters in specific areas of the besieged enclave. Away from the foreign news now, back home, the National Association of Nigerian Students (NAS) has declared its intention to embark on a massive shutdown of all major cities in Nigeria effective from the 15th of September 2024. The proposed shutdown is in the protest of the recent hike in fuel prices. In a press statement signed by the President of Senate National Association of Nigerian Students, District Senator Okonomo Henry Adewumi, the student body noted that the incessant increase in fuel prices has brought untold hardship to the masses, while calling for an immediate reversal of the recent fuel price hike. Noting that the protests will be peaceful and lawful, NAS is also urging Nigerian students across the nation to maintain law and order during the shutdown. The people of Untak, Obio, Akwa, Ikot, Okoro and Ikot Akpan villages in Oruk Anam local government area of Akwa Ibom state have staged a peaceful demonstration over the alleged change in the building plan for the construction of a one-story administrative block for Nigerian Police Southern Nang Divisional Headquarters. The one-story building was facilitated by the Senate President Godswill Akpabio for the Divisional Police Headquarters located at Ikot Okoro in response to a request for a befitting police station. However, the communities have said they were shocked to realize that a single 4-bedroom bungalow was being constructed instead. Meanwhile, the protesters comprising women, men, youth and their village head converged at the project site chanting protest songs. No fewer than 3,590 inmates across custodian centers in Nigeria are on death row, the Nigeria Correctional Service has revealed. NACO's Public Relations Officer, Assistant Controller of Corrections, Abubakar Umar, made this known while speaking on Wednesday in Abuja. Umar stated that the total number of inmates and centers across the country is 84,741, comprising 82,821 male and 1,920 female as of September 3rd, 2024. The NCOR spokesman put the total number of awaiting trial inmates as 57,750, comprising 56,303 male and 1,447 female. Umar further explained that the majority of inmates in custody are awaiting trial persons, which he said poses a significant challenges for the service. 4 suspects, including a final year student of Summit University, Ofa Adebayo Happiness, his parents and an accomplice, were on Tuesday arraigned at Kwara State Chief Magistrate Court sitting in Ilorin over alleged murder of a 21-year-old graduate of Kwara State College of Health Technology, Ofa Awesu Mojisola. Recall that Mojisola was allegedly murdered inside the room of a hotel in Ilorin, Kwara State capital by Happiness on August 10, 2020, after deceiving her to attend to a botched post-graduation party in Ilorin. Other suspects charged along with Happiness were his parents, Adebayo Adeniyi 51 and Bukola Adeniyi 49, as well as an accomplice, 24-year-old Timileyin Kolawole. With that, we've come to the end of the world news, but before we go, a recap. We brought you the story which says decade of failure by government indifference to safety, dishonest and incompetence manufacturers and installers of building materials, and a lack of strategy by firefighters were the main contributors to a shocking death toll in the Grenfell Tower in London in 2017. And also Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko has pardoned 30 persons convicted for anti-government protests 4 years after a huge demonstration that prompted a massive crackdown on dissent and spurred a new wave of emigration. And finally, according to UN humanitarian agency, Israeli forces are using lethal war-like tactics in the occupied West Bank. The Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs said in a statement on Wednesday that Israeli attacks have killed more than 24 people over the past week or so, including children. That's our package. Edna Cesar Garrick is my name. Thanks for watching. Good afternoon.